Hi, everyone. Welcome to the student showcase for the winter class of the FLP program with Youth in Focus. My name is Ronnie. I've had the honor of being the teaching artist for this class, and I've been able to really see how all the students in this class has developed their own artistic style through photography. Shida and I have both been able to see the growth in these students, and we're really honored to just see some of the photos that they've taken over the past few weeks together. And I'll pass it on to Shida to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shida, and I've had the honor of being in the classroom with all the students and Ronnie as they've been learning things and growing their skills. It was an honor to be part of the class last time, and it was amazing to see all the growth and all the different perspectives and just all the talent that was in this class. I'm so lucky to have been part of it, and I am honored to start us off. And our first artist that we will be highlighting is Katie.
Okay, hi, I'm Katie. I'm 14 years old, and this is my first favorite photo from this class. And I took it when we were on a field trip to the International District, which was one of our first field trips. And I really like this photo because it's a picture of like one of the little figures on the roof of it's like a pavilion near the gate. And I like this picture because you can see a lot of the detail, and it shows these little like figures, and you normally wouldn't see those. You would look at other parts of the gate, so it kind of highlights up something that you wouldn't see that much in a lot of detail. Yeah. I took this picture at Kubota Gardens, and I was going there with my family. And I think this photo is it's really cute. I like how it's framed, and how like the mallard is elevated. So it's even, but at the same time there's like a symmetry to it, but at the same time it's not symmetrical. So, and I think it's cool. It's fun to look at. And yeah, I also like the perspective. It's like usually you see a picture from like a picture of ducks from the front, like looking at you or something like that. But this is like a picture of their back. And yeah. This is a picture I took of Conrad at the Central Library, which was another one of our field trips. And I really like this one because first of all, he isn't in that much detail. Like he's like the light is okay. Yeah, I don't really know how to talk about that, but where the light is coming from. I don't know that much. But I like how he's kind of silhouetted, and he's like he's contrasting to the rest of the picture, which is all geometric. Like there's lines, straight lines everywhere. And I think like I think it just turned out really nice. The yeah, just how it was framed and the lines and stuff. Where did I? Oh, right. This was also at a field trip. I think it was the Central Library one when we walked down to the piers, and we were right next to the Ivers there, and there were a ton of seagulls everywhere, and they were really, really loud. And they let us get really close to them before they flew away, which was really cool. So I took some pictures, and I like this one because it's like an action shot. It's like it looks like it's screaming because it pretty much was screaming. And I like all the detail. Like you can see the patterns on the feathers and the different colors, and like the inside of its mouth. And I also like the shallow depth of field because it really like brings the focus into the seagull. Okay, this was also also at the Ivars, and I just thought this is my favorite photo from the class because it's just so silly. Because usually you would see like a bald eagle in this sort of pose, like spreading its wings in front of an American flag, and instead of a bald eagle, there was a seagull. And I just thought that was kind of like a funny switching of the roles. Yeah, I like how it was like shaking itself, I think. So I used a fast shutter speed. So it looks like it's spreading its wings, but it wasn't. And it's like it would be dramatic if it was a different bird. And I just think that's really fun. I forget where I took this one. It was on one of our field trips, like near downtown. And we were walking from the bus stop and we were just walking down a hill. And I really like this picture because of all the straight lines, like the door and like the edges around the door and stuff. And then the straight lines are complemented by the salmon and the bike. And I also really like how it's mostly gray except for the door and the bike. So the red on them really pops out more than they would. And yeah, I just think this is a cool shot because normally you would just walk past something like this and you would like look at it and say like, oh, that's cool, and then you kind of move on. Okay, yeah, this is my self-portrait, which I think like last class that I took with this, I didn't want to take a picture of like specifically my face, but so I wanted to like experiment with what I could do with like it being a self-portrait, but without involving my face. So I just sat in a closet and waved a light next to my face with a really slow shutter speed. And I think it turned out really cool and very dramatic. And I guess I'll read my artist statement. Yeah, okay. So this is my second class through Youth in Focus, and I think it's been really cool to learn like more about myself as an artist and more about photography, like the settings and things like that. And I think one of the main things that I've like discovered about like art is that like, well, okay, so art has always been like really important to me. Like I've been drawing for a really long time, and I really like writing and creating stories and characters and stuff. So I've always liked art, like music and other stuff like that. And photography is like a pretty recent hobby that I've been doing. And I think since I started doing it, it's become like a really big part of who I am. And I used to think that photography was something different from like it was art, but it wasn't really like art. I used to think that it was separate, like in a different, like it wasn't considered on the same level as like classical paintings and drawing, like figure drawing and stuff like that. But I think since then, like through these classes, I've learned that photography like is like freezing one specific moment in time, like as it is. But it's also up to me as an artist, like how I frame and how I compose my shots. And I think that's a big part of what art is, like how you want to represent the specific thing, like whether it's through writing or painting or music. And yeah, so I think that art isn't just like the action of making something like something original, like even if it isn't original, it's not just the action of making something, but it's also like how you as a person and as an artist like interpret that thing and how you as a person make that thing like happen. And photography is also really important to me because I've always loved like animals and plants and nature, and it gives me a really cool way to represent that, like that love and that wonder, but also like bringing like bringing creativity into it and like my personal taste. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Katie. I wanted to read some comments that people shared about your work. They love the perspective and the color and the detail of your roofline shot of the first picture. The shallow depth of the birds by the pond, the ducks. They love the lighting and the patterns of your library photo of Conrad, and loving that the birds seem to tell a story in each of your photos. You really capture this, I guess, bird storytelling very well, which I definitely agree. That you can see all the details, like using great shutter speed to freeze moments, great use of lines and rule of threes for the picture with the bicycle in it. Yeah, you're getting a lot of love, a lot of recognition for all the different types of just all the tools that you've learned throughout the class and how you applied that to your photography. So thank you for sharing with us. And next up, we have Conrad.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Conrad and I am 12 years old. This photo I took at the library at field trip to the Central Library. It's a little bit offset, but which I think is kind of annoying, but the lines I think are really nice. And the lights connected to the shelves are also kind of interesting. If you look closely, there's a little stool at near the end of the shelves. I think that looks kind of funny with all the straight lines and diamond and books. Yeah. This one I also took during the field trip around the Ivors, and so there was lots of seagulls flapping around and like jumping, because you're supposed to feed seagulls here, so there's lots of them. And so this one was really close and it's just about to land, and this shutter speed wasn't like really slow, but it wasn't like fast either, so you can see the sense of movement, which I like. This is a sunset outside our living room window. It was a really bright sunset, and it just like got redder and redder. I couldn't capture that with the camera, and this isn't even like the full effect. But I also like the clouds, and they're like really wispy and like puffy. Oh yeah, this one was at Pike Place Market on the deck. I zoomed it in a little bit, which gives the effect of everything seeming a lot closer together. And because it's so dense, I think it has a very Seattle feel to it, with the Ferris wheel and the ferries. You could also see the Starbucks headquarters in the background. Yeah. This was on the same deck. There's a couple starlings sitting on a cable that some lights were hanging on. I like how the one in the back that's out of focus is actually looking at the camera while the one in the front is not. Also, the one in the back has like rounder lines, and the one in the front, all of its lines are very sharp. This was in Port Orchard at a park just along the water, and there was lots of ducks in the water, and more and more just kept coming and landing. These were a couple of them landing. The water was also really nice. this was my self-portrait. I lined up a bunch of spoons on just a case that I had, and this I made the middle one facing right side up so that I would be upside down in that one, and then all the other ones I'm right side up. I don't like the date stamp. That's annoying, but I think is a pretty nice picture. And I'll read my artist statement now. So I first got into photography, taking pictures of birds in my yard with a little toy camera. With that camera, I began experimenting with the exposure. Then I started taking pictures with an old phone that had kind of limited settings. It was during this class when I started changing more advanced settings on a DSLR. I like to take pictures of wildlife and airplanes. Recently, I've become interested in taking photos with converging lines and vanishing points like that library one. I've also started paying attention to the camera aperture and how that influences the effect the photo has on the viewer. I think it's good to take pictures of any special moment because having visual snapshots can strengthen memories. I think photography is a good hobby no matter what your interests are because you can document and build on whatever it is you like and want. I think my work has progressed a lot during this quarter, and as you keep experimenting, I hope it'll improve into the future.
Thank you so much for sharing, Conrad. I want to read a few of the comments that you got in the chat. Someone shared that there was solid use of leading lines and shutter speed in your library photo, that the colors and the composition of your sunset photo were really beautiful, and that you captured Seattle really well between the ferry, shipping containers, and Starbucks. Someone else shared, I enjoy seeing how you're able to capture birds in a variety of perspectives in the moment, that your self-portrait's very clever and really unique. So thank you so much for sharing your work with us, Conrad. It's been awesome to see your progression. And last but certainly not least is Mirabelle.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Mirabelle. I'm 14, and this photo was on one of our field trips. I think it was to the sculpture park, I want to say. And I really like this photo just because I feel like there's not much, Katie is the main person in it. There's not much in the background, so I feel like it's very focused on Katie, which I really like. Yeah, this one is of Shida, which I think was actually the same day as the last one. So at our sculpture park outing. And this one I really liked. She was just looking over the water, and she turned around for some reason. And I thought it was really good. I think she was kind of laughing at something, which I think makes it 10 times better. I just really like this one. This one was at our Pike Place Market one. There was this drummer right outside of Pike Place, and my dad and all our whole family is really into music, and they're always making weird faces while they play music, it's just something that happens. So when I really like this photo just to see his facial expression. This was the gum wall on one of our trips. I thought it was kind of dark, but I liked all of the gum dripping off of the wall, and so I thought that was pretty cool. This photo I think was at the sculpture garden too. I got a lot of good photos that day. And I was playing in the rocks, and there was a few yellow ones, so I put those in a little heart shape. because I thought that would be pretty, and it wasn't like to my liking, so I edited a little bit to make those colors like pop a little more. Yeah, so I went down to Palm Springs over one of our sessions. So this photo was just of I don't know, plant in Palm Springs. And I really like this one just because of like the background. I feel like it's not focused on the background, but you can still see that shape in the background, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah. This is my self-portrait. I don't like necessarily taking pictures of directly of my face. So I was trying to figure out something like around that. And I kept seeing like mirror selfies. So I wanted to try. So I printed out some butterflies and then put them on my camera to like give it like a cool effect. And I was really playing with like putting it in black and white, but not all the way down in black and white. So really like that. Oh, and should I read my artist statement? Let me pull it up. Okay. So this is my second class with Youth in Focus. This is my, yeah. And I'm excited. I'm doing one of their summer camps this summer. So I'm really excited for that. I enjoy portrait photography. I think most of my favorite photos I have taken are of people. I'm really kind of observant of people. And so I love like seeing them like smile and just like laugh at things. And I love getting that in photos. I just think that's like really sweet. I want to work on capturing like more of social issues, I guess, in my photography. I think that would just be something to expand on more and put like more like meaning into my photos, just because I feel like that has a big impact on the world always. So I think that would be really fun to slowly put into photography. Yeah, through this class, I just took a bunch of cool photos, and I really hope to take more Youth in Focus classes because I thought they were really fun. And that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing, Maribel. I will read some of the comments. People loved your use of light and dark in your portrait, that you take great candid photos, that you captured the vibe and the emotion of the drummer really well. And that was a solid use of shutter speed to take that photo. People shared that they like the contrast of light and dark and the gum wall, and just the contrast you've shown in all of your photos, including the photos of the rocks. They really like the natural and architectural image and the overlay. And the butterflies are awesome accessory to use for your self-portrait, and it captured a great use of reflection to capture your self-portrait. So thank y'all to everyone. It's been so awesome to see just how much y'all have grown through this class alone or through 2 classes. I cannot wait to see y'all in our summer camps if you're coming, and just I hope y'all stay in touch with us and show us your work as you continue to take pictures. I'll throw it over to Ronnie if he wants to share anything to close us off with.
Thank you again for all the students showing such amazing photographs. I'm proud of each and every one of you. I hope that you keep on making art, whether that's through photography, through writing, through music. Art is such an amazing tool that we have to express ourselves. So I really hope that you can continue to do that in the future. We're really excited here at Youth in Focus to continue to support you after this class. So if there's any questions that you have for us about camera gear, camera equipment, we're here, and we have a lot of classes for the summertime that are also available. So feel free to stay in contact throughout the summertime as well. I'm super excited to just be able to see all the work that you're going to be able to come back and share in the future as well. So thank you so much.
All right, bye everyone.
It's been really, really cool.